I want to thank the American people and the nation for the privilege of serving. I love this country with all my heart, with all my soul. It is a love without limit. I have a bottomless faith in the goodness of this land, the goodness of its people. I am proud to be an American. I am so proud to have been an American soldier.
I think the legacy of Colin Powell would be, as he talked to everyone, whether it was a private or a general or whoever, just his ability to relate and to connect. You could see they were moved by the fact that, this great man is really interested in who I am and what I'm doing. And it was not just something that he was able to do or had cultivated, it came from the heart.
And he was somebody who was enthusiastic about life, enthusiastic about our country, about what we could do if we all pulled together. And I watched in so many circumstances during the tough times that we went through after 9/11, when he was just someone who always believed we could do it. And you could see how, as a young soldier, as a young military leader, he must have somehow communicated that to his troops.
When I was a student at National War College, and he talked with real humility and a genuine sense that the military can't do it all. We have got to have our partners from State Department. We've got to have our partners from USAID. And that resonated with me as a young commander, and I carried it with me through my entire career, this sense of working together.
I'm deeply honored that President Bush nominated me to be the 65th Secretary of State. I'm very, very pleased to be following in the footsteps of all who went before me, and especially in the footsteps of a good friend of mine, Secretary Madeleine Albright, who served this nation with such distinction.
Is he understood that America's strength comes from being able to use other tools, thinking that our assistance made a difference, USAID, understanding that America needed to have a larger role in the world, but not all with the use of force.
He really did understand the importance of the Foreign Service. He treated them with respect. He treated them as the professionals that they are.
That true greatness means that you see the world in all the dimensions that we may have to engage in. You can go back to the Powell Doctrine. You can see that come through.
So what you got from Colin Powell was the realism of the New York streets that he grew up in, combined with this foundational sense of the positive, this idea that some have called smart power. Colin Powell was embodying those ideas before they were a slogan.
We're going to show a vision to the world of the value system of America, what we're all about, what democracy and freedom is all about. We're going to talk about these values all the time and hope that it is the light that we send forth that will influence people around the world. And we'll do it from a position of strength, our political strength, our economic strength, our military strength, and above all, our diplomatic strength.
Is he understood the relationship between domestic and foreign policy? The real way that USGLC meant an awful lot to him was that all your activities that are all over the United States. To explain to people that America's strength comes from being able to use other tools.
And then, of course, when he left government, he continued to build those very strong instruments, including this global leadership coalition, because he also recognized that American leadership wasn't just what the government did, but it was what civil society did as well. And so he believed in the complete package in promoting American interest and American values.
And he was dedicated to having young people take their place in terms of promoting America's values, of understanding that democracy is not a spectator sport, and being ready to take their role very seriously.
And I think his legacy will be this soldier statesman, because he truly filled that role as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, rose to the highest position in uniform, and then as Secretary of State, the highest position as a diplomat.
Can there be a more American story, rising from those beginnings to become one of the iconic great American leaders in the 250 years of our nation's voyage. I think in that sense, he's the kind of leader that I would put in front of any little girl or little boy and say, anything is possible and everything is possible if you follow the kind of values and the character that someone like General Colin Powell displayed for us every day of our lives.
The point is that history and destiny have made America the leader of the world that would be free. And the world that would be free is looking to us for inspiration. The world that would be free trusts America, trusts our values. We cannot step back away from this position of leadership. Where we can make a difference, we must try to make that difference.